Wonderful. I hope you guys are doing great. Let's move forward with our series of classes in data engineering, where so far we have covered all the important topics right from data, different ways of storing and processing the data, big data concepts, Hadoop, SDFS, introduction to the PySpark. That is leading us to the Microsoft Fabric. But before we really dwell deep into the Microsoft Fabric, let us understand what is this called as
Magnifying glass.
magnifying glass. Shall we understand the magnifying glass? Or through magnifying glass, we'll understand something. Okay. So I was just kidding. If I tell you guys, data is the new oil, will you guys agree with me? Yes or no? Malini, what do you think? Data is the new oil or it is not the new oil?
It's not. It's been there from ages. The data is always there.
Okay. Data is always there. Like your perspective. Okay. What do you think, Anna? Data is the new oil or it is not?
It is so.
It is. Why do you think so, Anna?
So because nowadays everything is related to data. So it's
Okay.
very important. Data is very important in all aspects.
Okay. See, look at the perspective here. Malini is also right. Anna is also right. Contextually, we are calling the data is the new oil. Yes. Why do I say so? So, are you guys up for the story? Shall I tell you a story? Or I mean, to give it some context, I'll tell the story. So, what do you think, Shabna?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So, what used to happen is when we go back, assuming that we have a time machine, all of us will go back to 1900s, I guess, in the beginning of the 1900s. Okay. During that time, what was the fuel for the trains during those times?
Coal.
Yes, coal was the fuel. Okay. Through coal, they used to produce steam. Through steam engine, trains used to be run. How many of you have seen in the old movies? We used to see like somebody in front of the train used to put the coal every 1 hour or every couple of hours into the which is a burning thing which will create the steam. Have you guys seen that in any movies? Or do you guys remember seeing that in the movies? Okay, anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So that is how the trains were run. Then somebody invented, hey, we can also use oil to run the engine. Invented that. Or yeah, you can say they invented a engine which can be run through oil. Okay. And that was more efficient than this steam. The steam, because that was more efficient than burning a coal and creating a steam out of it. So all of a sudden, there is a surge in the demand for the oil. Those whoever was able to get hold of the place where they can find a oil, they became rich all of a sudden. You guys are getting my point, right? Can dig the oil wells, they became rich overnight. Okay. So in a way, those who had a oil, they were rich. Now also, if you see all the Middle East countries, right? Their main source of income is oil, right?
Yeah.
They have become super rich. Now, in that context, tell me, Malini, is the data is the new oil or it is not the new oil?
The way it has been processed and analyzed is changed.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. But basically, what is happening is the oil is in a way related to the richness, right? Making money out of oil, right? Now, what is happening is especially now from last 10 years, everybody has found out that by analyzing the data, we can derive the patterns, we can derive the insights that will lead us to increase the revenue and decrease the cost. In that context, data is the new oil. So, how do you extract the information patterns from the data? How do you extract it? Any idea? Anyone? Vineet?
Yes, sir. Transforming the data and analyzing and getting the insights from that data.
Very good. Okay. So, we can perform the different analysis on the data and derive the patterns from the data. Everybody is on board with this. Now, is it easy to perform the different types of analysis in isolation? Means you have analysis 1, analysis 2, analysis 3. Is it easy to perform the analysis in isolation, or is it difficult?
It's not easy, sir.
It's not easy. It's difficult. Okay. It is definitely not easy. Okay. Then what is the solution? What do you need to do?
So we have to depend on some technology or the tools to do the
Technology.
analysis.
So let us say now if something has so many steps and you will achieve your task completing all those steps, what will you do? Shabna, what will you do?
By analyzing each steps
Each
one
steps,
by one,
one by one. Okay. Then what will you do?
we extract the whatever I want, I extract from that.
No. Let us say while you are cooking. Okay. Let us take an example of cooking. Okay. So let us say assuming that you want, which is your favorite dish which you want to cook?
Biryani.
Biryani. Okay. I think everybody is obsessed with the biryani now. Okay. So in order to cook the biryani, first thing is you have to buy vegetables, right? And
Yes.
you have to slice vegetables, heat up the oil, and then put the vegetables. So all these steps are there, right? By performing all these steps, then only you'll be able to cook the biryani and have a nice mouth-watering biryani, right?
Yes, sir.
Assuming that you don't know how to cook a biryani, what will you do?
I search in YouTube.
In YouTube also, what they will tell you is there are so many steps to do this particular cooking a biryani. You can perform this step after this step, after this step, after this step, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what will you do is, in order to perform the overall analysis which will help the company to derive the insights and use those insights in order to take the management decisions, we have to perform different types of analysis. Performing them in isolation is very difficult. Solution for that is creating the workflows. Malini, makes sense, right? We can create the workflows with different types of analysis so that we can perform a complex analysis that will lead us to insights. From using that insights, management can take the decision. Makes sense, right, Muthuminal?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now the question is, see, the way, look at the sequence. What I am saying is, first thing is, data is a new oil. Yes, okay. So in order to make the data useful, we have to derive the patterns. Okay. So in order to derive the patterns, we have to perform the different analysis. Okay. Analysis will not be one of the analysis. We have to perform different types of analysis. Okay. If you perform the different types of analysis separate or in isolation, then it doesn't make sense. Okay. So the solution for that is creating the workflows. Workflows, what is workflow? Anna, what is workflow?
So a step-by-step guidance of how to do a task.
How to do a task. Okay. Absolutely. Okay. So workflow would have multiple activities. In order to gain the insights and patterns from the data, you have to sequence the activities. Analysis 1, analysis 2, analysis 3, analysis 4, so forth to get the insights. This whole thing sequence of activities, we can regard it as a workflows. Okay. Now the next question to Parveen is, do you think everything is fine in the workflows?
No, sir.
Not really. Okay. Creating the workflows is also not easy job, especially creating the workflows that will lead us to the insights or patterns. Especially in the big companies like Amazon, Meta, Google, okay, Bank of America, and all these big companies. Because they're dealing with the tons and tons of data. Okay. So it may not be so easy as you think to create the workflows, especially data workflows that will lead us to the insights or patterns so that management can take the decisions out of it. Parveen, what are the challenges you can think of in creating the workflows? Data workflows, I'm saying. And more, my focus is on the data workflows here.
Sometimes extracting the data itself will be a challenging one.
Okay, got it.
Identifying where the data is.
Okay. So some of the challenges in creating the workflows is complex collaboration. So because workflows cannot be created by any individual in an organization. It is a team of data engineers who are collaborating with multiple parties, multiple stakeholders. Okay. So data engineers has to have a extensive communication with the different stakeholders to create the data workflows. Okay. And during the process, when the multiple team members are involved, multiple stakeholders are involved, there'll be always misconceptions, misinterpretations. That will delay to create the workflows. That is one of the important challenge. Basically, there is a complex collaboration. Okay. And now, what happens is, while the data engineers build the data pipelines and store that in a data warehouse, so analysts who are mostly working in the BI side of it, business intelligence, they have to perform the transformation. They have to perform the transformation in isolation to whatever the data engineers have done. So there is a disconnect between the analyst and the data engineer. So in a way, that will slow down the report creation in a Power BI, in a Tableau, and all those things. Okay. So that is the second challenge. Okay. And data scientists. Okay. So who create the models for prediction and all those things. Okay. So for them, they have to deal with the multiple upstream systems. So in a process of dealing with that, they may lose the focus on the data science techniques. Okay. So with that, they may face a challenge in generating the insights from the data. So we have a data engineers involved, we have analysts involved, we have data scientists involved, because the analysis need to be done in different systems. Each one of them are facing different challenges. So what is the solution? How do you overcome these challenges, Malini?
All this under one roof with one platform.
Awesome. Wonderful. So, and what is that platform, Malini?
Fabric.
Absolutely. Bingo. That is Microsoft Fabric. It is like we introduced the hero in a movie, like that. I had to do a lot of circus to introduce the Microsoft Fabric. I hope my effort was fair enough to introduce the Microsoft Fabric, right, Anna?
Yes, sir.
Now we understood data is the new oil. In order to make the data useful, you have to analyze. Analysis cannot be in isolation. You have to create the workflows. While creating the workflows, different teams and different stakeholders have different challenges. As Malini said, you have to bring everything on the same platform, under the same roof, and the solution that which is making that happen is Microsoft Fabric. So then what is Microsoft Fabric, Vinith?
under which multiple data engineering and data analyzing tools comes under
Okay,
an umbrella. Yeah.
awesome. It is a number. Very good. What you said is right. Okay, let us understand that. Okay, so now Microsoft Fabric. In order to understand the Microsoft Fabric, let us dissect this as we always do. Okay, if I ask you a question, okay, what do you think is a Microsoft, Anna?
So it's an MNC where they will develop and produce software products.
Awesome. Okay, Microsoft is a big company. As Anna said, they have developed wonderful products and we have been using their products. Okay, see, as Anna said, it's a global technology company that develops software products like Windows, Office, Microsoft 365, Excel, PPT, and all these things. Okay, and also they have an hardware products like Surface and Xbox. Okay, and they have cloud services like Azure and Microsoft Fabric. Okay, and if somebody tells Microsoft, nobody needs to say what is Microsoft. For the people, most of the people on the earth, maybe some of them may not know, but most of the people on the earth do recognize Microsoft as a global technology company. Okay. Now, question to Parvin: what is Fabric? Cloth.
Yeah, it's a type of, yeah.
Fabric is a cloth. Okay, I mean, as I said, it is made out of multiple. Okay, and most of the girls across the globe spend time in purchasing the clothes, and I already discussed about this in one of my previous class. So now, based on our definition, Microsoft is a technology company, Fabric is a cloth. If you have to combine these two things, what will be the meaning out of this, Malini?
Products, something like cloth fabrics,
Okay.
like fabric.
Oh, that means they have started like manufacturing the clothes. Does that mean
No,
that?
no, no.
No.
No, like the cloth texture has different fabrics. So
Array,
probably Microsoft also.
see, Fabric is cloth, Microsoft is a company. So now I can say that Microsoft has started manufacturing the clothes, right?
No.
No? No. I mean, it is no. Strict no. Basically, when we say fabric, we are not talking about the clothes in the context of the fabric. Okay. Maybe, I don't know what is the reason they named the product as a fabric. Maybe that is the assignment for you guys. But let us understand what is Microsoft Fabric. Okay. So Microsoft Fabric is one of the Microsoft's product. Definitely not a cloth in the context of the Microsoft product. Then what is it? Microsoft Fabric is an end-to-end analytics platform. As you guys were saying, it provides the one umbrella for the data experts and the businesses to work together in the data initiatives. Okay, you guys already know, but I'm trying to make it more explicit. Okay, it is an end-to-end analytics platform that provides a unified environment for all the data experts. That includes data engineers, data analysts, data scientists, and data analytics engineers. Okay, now it's clear, right? Any confusion about the Microsoft Fabric here? Okay, you guys understood my joke earlier?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Okay, got you. So that now that you understand, if you don't understand the Microsoft Fabric, remember my jokes, right? Vinith will definitely. Vinith, are you thinking about the umbrella still?
No, sir.
You are with me, right? You are thinking
Yes.
about the Microsoft Fabric as a end-to-end analytics platform. Wonderful. Now that we understood what is Microsoft Fabric, let us understand the important components of the Microsoft Fabric. Look at this beautiful picture. Okay. So Microsoft Fabric has these important components like data factory, data engineering component, data warehouse component, data science component, a real-time intelligence component, Power BI, and also it has one module for partner and industry workloads. It has Copilot as well. It has one lake. It has a Microsoft Purview. These are the important components Microsoft Fabric. Okay, take a picture of this. When everybody took the picture.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, wonderful. So now when we talk about the partner, what I'm referring there is, so some of the partners, they can use the workload development kit, okay, and create the applications and integrate that with the Microsoft Fabric. And when we talk about the Copilot, any idea what is Copilot?
It is going to develop the code.
Okay, so Copilot, listen to me carefully, is a AI-powered assistant. In a way, by using the Copilot, you can improve the productivity by helping you to create the workflows, like by automating the routine tasks and analyzing the data. So, Copilot is a AI-powered assistant that helps in boosting the productivity and streamlining the workflows by contextual assistance, automating the mundane tasks, and analyzing the data. That is Copilot. Okay. So, Anna, by any chance you are using a Copilot as a part of your work?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In what ways you use it?
Sir, work related, like if I get stuck in some task,
Okay.
if I don't know any information, I'll use Copilot.
Gotcha. Wonderful. So that is Copilot. Now, let us look at the rest of the components one by one. Okay. So, first and foremost thing is one lake. Okay. One important thing is all these things, or most of these things, we'll cover them in detail. This lecture or this class is only to give you the high level overview of these components. Okay. So don't worry too much if you are not getting all of them in entirety. Okay. One lake is for a storage. Okay. It acts like a OneDrive for data, combining the storage across all the regions and clouds into a single logical lake. The reason we are saying that is, depending upon the modules, whether it is a data engineering, whether it is a data analysis, whether it is for the data science, there used to be a different storages. But Now, Microsoft Fabric has brought all the storages into one platform called as One Lake. Okay, that is One Lake. And we have data engineering module or a platform. Okay, so data engineering module helps in building the data pipelines. Okay, that will take care of ingesting the data, storing the data, transforming the data, transforming the huge amount of data. Okay, and then we have data warehouse. We already understood how database is different from the data warehouse. Data warehouse is used for analytical processing. Okay, it also has a module to create the data warehouses. Okay, and we have data science module. Okay, so data science module for machine learning. Okay, and training the model, testing the model to predict the some of the aspects of the company. Okay, it has a data science module as well. Okay, and we have real-time intelligence is as and when the data is flowing, as and when the data is flowing, you have to analyze that. There is a module for that as well. Okay, and we have a data factory. Data factory is to create the pipelines again, specifically to move and transform the data. Okay, as a part of the data engineering also, you create the pipelines mostly for the transformation, and data factory in a way is also helping to create the pipelines to move and transform the data. Okay, then we have Power BI, which is a BI tool for creating the wonderful dashboards so that management can look at the dashboards, analyze data, and take that help to take the decisions. Okay, and in the end, we have Purview. So Purview is one of the module. The Purview is used for data governance. The Purview is for the data governance. See, we are dealing with so much of data, so many components, right? If we don't have a governance added to that, then it will be havoc. Things will not function in a nice manner, right? That is where Purview comes into picture. As I said, I'm just introducing all these components to you. Okay, at a high level, you guys got it? Wonderful then. Shabna, any questions on this? At a high level, you got what it individual component is doing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now what we did is we understood that creating the workflows, data workflows is a challenging job. That is where Fabric is the solution. Okay. Fabric will help us to overcome the challenges of the workflows. How you understood, right? In a way, as Malini said, Vinit said, all the important platforms required for the data experts are brought into one platform under one umbrella. Okay. Because of that, you were able to overcome the challenges, okay, of the workflows. And also, we understood all the important components of the Fabric. Now, by using the Fabric, we'll overcome the challenges. How? By building the collaborative workflows. Whatever the issues data engineers were facing, we have a solution for that. That is Fabric. Okay. So data engineers can ingest, transform, load large amount of data into one lake and present it in whichever the data store makes most sense. Basically, since all the platforms, all the modules working in conjunction, they're working seamlessly, that makes the job of the data engineers easy. Okay. And at the same time, data analysts who work most on the BI side of it. So they will be able to streamline the processes. Okay. And their job becomes easy because what happens is, assuming that you are working in the only Power BI or a Tableau, only you have access to only maybe one data warehouse. Now, since you have integrated platform having access to all the modules, it becomes easy for the data analyst to work and create the dashboards. And data scientists also can integrate their data and create the prediction or predict something which is useful for the company, and they can integrate that analysis with the Power BI or any dashboards. In this case, Power BI, because Power BI is one of the important BI tool or reporting tool from the Microsoft. Basically, all I'm trying to say is, whatever the challenges which were faced while creating the data workflows, all of them are overcome by Microsoft Fabric, because the Fabric has brought multiple modules required for the data engineers, required for the data analysts, required for the data scientists into one umbrella. Okay. And also analytics engineers. Okay. Usually what happens is, analytics engineers are the ones which they kind of bridge the gap between the data engineers and the data analysts. They sit between data engineers and data analysts. So data engineers are the ones who are developers who will build the pipelines, okay, by just seeing the data and creating the pipelines, storing the data, transforming the data. On the other hand, data analysts will create the reports. So in between them, we have a analytics engineers who are involved in mostly curating the data. If you have a large analysis done, they will pick up that large analyzed data and make it specific to a particular use case or particular group. Okay. And their job also becomes very easy because of the Fabric platform. And the last, like, we have something called low to no code users. Any idea what is low to no code users? So what has happened is, over a period of time, the way systems or applications were developed 20 years back and now, there is a lot of changes. Okay. Earlier, you have to write a very complex code to create any software. Now, low to no code, what they are doing is, in order to design the pipeline, in order to create the workflows, it is just a drag and drop. Okay. So when you have a drag and drop, that is the reason it's called as a low or no code. You are creating the applications, you are creating the pipelines without writing a code. Okay. Any idea what is citizen developer? A non-professional developer. Okay. Who is not really has done a lot of development. Okay. Now, because of this modularization, because of this integration of multiple modules into one platform, these guys also will be able to work very efficiently. Right? These guys also who have a experience in low to no code and who doesn't have a professional development experience can also build the pipelines by discovering data from the something called catalog. Okay. that also has become easy. So in a way, Fabric is making your data job. That may include data engineering, data analytics, data science easy. Okay? Make sense? Now, we got to know the architecture of the Spark, right? Did we get to know the architecture of the Spark? We got to know architecture of the Spark, right? Did we or we didn't?
Yeah.
We did
Yes,
get to
we
know
did.
the architecture of the Spark. And also, we also got to know how Fabric is the solution to overcome the challenges of the data workflows. We also got to know about that. Then what
Yes.
should we do? Done. Our course is done. So what next?
Learning in deep.
Learning in depth. Okay. So where do we start? That is the question. Okay. In the next class, we learn what next and where do we start.